Alright guys, I am back with another video. The last 30 days have been absolutely insane for me. A buddy of mine and myself actually just recently started a business. As you can see, we're busy. So I finally got some time to dig back into the car. Here's how it's sitting right now. Flip this around. I pulled the slicks and the driveline off because this thing is super hard to push around the shop for some reason with the slicks and the driveline in on an all-wheel drive car. It's a pain in the ass. So here's how it's sitting right now. It's been about 30 days since I got back from Whitfield. Car is still great, amazing. Haven't really touched it since I've got it back. So I want to actually get these installed. These are my carbon fiber cutouts. They're actually like a color shift blue because I'm trying to do blue on the car. I want to keep everything pretty uniform. These are going to look so good and clear, clear my slicks well for when I'm turning and everything. This guy's name is Richard. He did a freaking amazing job on these. I'll drop his Instagram name. Man, these look so good. And the sun hits them. It's kind of hard to see in camera, but when the sun hits these, it should be like a blue. Like a color shift blue. So we're gonna work on installing these today. Maybe I can give you guys some motivation or whatever on how to install these, because they're not easy, but I mean, I think we can do it, right? And I also want to do my cutout for the turbo as well. So I actually special ordered a velocity stack that's similar to this. It's going to be in a color shift blue carbon. It's just taking a while to get done. It is what it is. When you guys order custom parts, it takes some time. So I don't want to get too much into this. Yeah, let's get these things installed. All right, so first tool I'm going to utilize is going to be this green cross laser. I actually got this from Amazon. It was like 40 bucks. Basically what this is going to do, here, I'll turn it on. There we go. Basically what this is going to do is it's going to find my centering point for the turbo before I drill it out or cut it out, because you don't want it to be off. So this will help me get it pretty dead nuts. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this up. I'm gonna pull the bumper first, set this up to where it's center with the turbo, and then I'll put the bumper back on. It has magnets on it, so I can actually stick it onto a piece of metal or table so it'll stay stationary. So basically what I'll do is I'll find the turbo, and then I'll put the bumper back on, and then wherever this center is on the crosshatch is where the center of the turbo will be, and I'll be able to put my hole saw on it, and it should be pretty dead on. So alright guys, so I pretty much got it centered up so you guys can kind of have an idea of what I'm talking about. The crosshair is right in the center of the turbo. I could probably come up a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll put the bumper back on, and it should have the exact center point for my hole saw. So I got a 5-inch hole saw, so I'm gonna drill that out, and it should be dead nuts. So let's hope this works. All right, so I got the bumper back on, got the Zeus clips installed. So basically the bumper is fully installed as if I'm at the racetrack and ready to run. Again, guys, I'm doing this first because I'm gonna get the car ready for paint, and right now I have the whole turbo kit fully installed in the car. So this is a better time for me to do my cutouts and also do the cutout for the velocity stack on the turbo. Even though I don't have the velocity stack yet, I know it's going to be 5 inches. So first I'm going to mark the centering line, the center crosshatch with a Sharpie, and then I'm going to come back and take my 5-inch hole saw, another Amazon find, and I'm going to cut out the bumper so that it should be a direct inlet for the turbo. So let's give it a try. Alright, maybe I should have put some tape over the turbo. Whatever, I'll blow it out. Bam. Direct velocity stack will go right there. And we got a centered up right with the turbo. I think that's going to work out just fine. So I'm going to use the laser trick for the same thing on the fender cutouts. So actually, let's go ahead and cut out for the intercooler. Why not, right? I'm not going to do too big of a hole for the intercooler because, I mean, obviously it'll add a lot of drag. So I'm going to try to keep the hole minimal. Maybe I'll just go halfway, cut that out, and then we'll have airflow to the intercooler. Alright, safety first, right? I've actually got fiberglass in my eyes before, so let's try to avoid that. It's definitely not fun. Alright, so I'm going to take my angle grinder and I'm just going to cut this thing out. Alright, here's how it came out so far. Now I'm going to clean up these edges a little better. I'll probably use like a sanding block or some 80 grit to really perfect it. But I mean, for a rough cut, I think that looks pretty good. So let's see how it looks on the car. Alright, here's the finished product-ish. I need to clean up the edges still, like I said, but man, I really like the way this looks. Hard to see in the camera, but the turbo is lined up perfectly. You get to see the AA Fab logo still on the intercooler. Looks pretty damn good, I think. What do you guys think? Not bad. So let's get on the fender cutouts now. Alright, so I got the fender taken off. Here's my TrackLife cutout. I'm going to get this actually set up first before I do any type of cutting on the fender. It actually looks like Rich has lined up a cutout for us on the chassis, so that'll help me align this up a little easier without trying to guess and make a bunch of holes. So pretty cool design here. And like I said, this guy, man, the quality is so hard to see, but these are really, really nice. Did a really, really good job. So hopefully this helps you guys on installment if you guys do buy from him, because these are not going to be easy, but hopefully I can help make it easier for you guys. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, so there we go. I used that factory hole and the wing nut provided. I mean, that wasn't too bad. This is actually lining up pretty nice already. So I kind of like this gap. I think I'm going to run with that, guys. Yeah, I think we're going to run with that. Let's go ahead and I'll drill out this hole. And then it came with another screw that I need to tap into here. And yeah, let's do it. Alright, so actually, when I opened the door, it actually hit a little bit. So I moved it over. And now it's not hitting the door anymore. So let's check it out. I like that. Cool. We're running with it now. Alright, now let's drill. Alright, so the last thing I did was the bottom bolt. I drilled that out and put in the factory bolt. Check the door clearance one more time, just to make sure. Pretty good. I like that. So now I'll be able to set up the laser. I'm going to run some tape as well, and we'll try to get a rough estimate of where to cut this on the fender. So let's do that now. Alright, got the laser on there. I ran tape to try to keep the laser as straight as possible. So you want to get your laser to where it's right on the edge, and that'll give us a rough area of where to cut the fender. I want to try to cut a little bit higher on the fender, so that, I mean lower, right? Yeah, I want to cut a little bit lower because I'd rather cut not enough off than too much off, right? So I think that's good. I'm gonna run with that and put the fender back on and leave the laser where it is, and then we'll have a rough estimate of where to cut the fender. So I got the fender back on, leaving the laser exactly where it was. I haven't touched it, and it's still on my tape line. Again, I used the tape to kind of make sure that my laser didn't, you know, move away from the edge. So we're still straight, we're still level. I'm going to utilize that laser line to for my cutout. So again, I'm going to try to cut a little bit lower. That way I don't cut too much off. So here we go. Let's mark it up. Alright, so I kind of just went ahead and used masking tape to keep my edge. And we'll use that masking tape as our line to cut. Not too bad. Alright, here's what we got. Man, I might have actually got that the first try, guys. Huh. Maybe, no, I think that looks pretty good. I got to drill holes for the hardware it came with to actually attach it to the fender. But yeah, shoot, I think we nailed it, guys. That 1.5" tape helps a lot to keep you a nice straight edge, and the laser, of course. But yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna put the hardware in the fender, drill the holes, put the hardware in, and should look pretty good. All right, here it is. One side done. I think that came out pretty good. Now I ran out of time to do the other side tonight. It's pretty late. But, I mean, you guys get the idea. Same thing I did on this side, just do the other side. One little walk around real quick before we wrap it up. Definitely has an aggressive look now, I feel like. Yeah, drop in the comments, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Next is pulling everything out, get the motor out, get the turbo kit off, and then we'll start getting this engine bay ready for paint. And all the parts I'm going to send off for powder coating. But yeah, stay tuned, guys.